Well, here it is quitting time, about 10 minutes. Thought I'd just take a few moments before I head back to the vehicle. And it seems like everybody that's out hunting, that's been hunting for a few weeks now, is experiencing about the same thing. What happened to the turkeys? Right? A lot of people, including myself, we're just not hearing any. I went 3 days and I ain't even heard a gobble. I ain't even seen the turkey. And a week ago I was seeing them and hearing them, and 2 weeks ago they was just gobbling every which way. And now it's kind of just got all quiet. So what happened? I don't know. I really don't. I mean, people say the weather affects gobbling, and it may, I don't know, it may. I'm not a biologist. I don't know. I don't even think they know, because honestly, look at today. Bluebird, sunny, no wind. It was 60 degrees when I left the vehicle this morning. It's getting about 80 now. I mean, you'd think every turkey in this county would be gobbling, right? But they're not. And that's the way it was yesterday. And then I've seen mornings where it was so cold that you could see your breath, and when they gobbled, you could see their breath coming out of their mouth and call them up right in your lap and kill them. So I don't know. I just really don't know. But, I will say this. Every turkey season, it seems like there's a pattern that happens, or at least with me. I never have done much good the last of April, around from about the 23rd on to about the 1st of May. I've never really done that good when it comes to turkey hunting. I just never have. And I guess that's why I've never killed one on my birthday, which was the 25th of April. And I just have never done much good over all the 26 years of hunting them. And it seems like when you start hunting the 1st of April, if you live maybe in the south and where you can hunt in March, and to the 1st of April to about the 10th or 11th, 12th of April, it seems like right around that time, it seems like that is a good time to call turkeys up and successfully call them in, because they've not quite got with the hens yet. They're still kind of in that flocked up mode. They want to get with them first available hens that's really being fired up, and you can have a blast. And that's why I really like hunting the last week of March to the first week of April on into about the opening, when it opens in most places. But then it seems like something happens and it just shuts off. Well, here's what I think it is. Now, I'm not an expert, and I may be all wrong. I don't know, but this is just based on my experience of turkey hunting. You have 3 phases, I think, in a turkey season. Now, most states, you got a 3 to 4 week season, depending on where you live. Sometimes it's a month. But you've got about 3 stages of it. You've got the early season, which is when it first opens and gobblers are really vocal and they're really coming in. And then it seems like you hit that place where they're henned up. It's about the middle part of April to the last of April. They're henned up. They ain't going to say much. Everything just shuts down. And they're with hens. They may gobble on the roost. They may not. Just depends. But the moment they hit the ground, they got their hens around them and they're going with them until about 10, 11 o'clock up in the day. And if you can hunt all day, then it may get better as the day progresses. And we know that. But I think it just right now it's just that lockdown. It's almost like a white-tailed deer. You get that place in the rut where they just lock down and just nothing moves. They're with the does. They're not going to move very far. I think it's almost the same way with turkeys. Now, even though turkeys will move a little bit more than a deer will, I still think it's just that phase that they just go through every year where they don't have to gobble to get a hen. They've already got them around them. And the only time he'll really get fired up and gobble is when that he loses one and he's by himself. But even now, I'm starting to see gobblers in fields just driving by themselves and they ain't gobbling. So I don't know. I just think there's a lot of mysteries in turkey hunting that none of us so-called experts don't even know. And that's why when people ask me, I just look at them, shrug my shoulders. I say, it's just turkey hunting. You've heard me say that before. But it seems like about the 7th or 8th of May on into about the last of the season, whenever your season ends, some say, it's usually about the 15th or 12th of May or the 3rd week of May or whatever. It seems like from about the 5th, 6th, 7th on into about the last, I have done dynamite. Last year, I had a great season last year. Well, I've had a good season this year. I just ain't been able to get the turkeys into gun range, but I've seen a lot and heard a lot. But but last year, I only killed 2 turkeys in April and hunted every day in April and killed 2 turkeys, and it was a struggle, right? And then when May hit, after the 7th of May, I started just bam, 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 bam. And just started killing them left and right all the way to the end, the last day of season. So I don't get too discouraged, because May can be a tremendous time, late season. You're in the late season now, so now the hens are starting to nest more. They're starting to leave the gobblers a little bit earlier. So I think in the next few days, I think the gobbling will pick up a little bit. So don't get discouraged, all right? Years ago, I did a video, and I don't even know if it's still on here or not, called The Magical Moment. That's the moment that everything just happens. You can go days and days and days and not hear a turkey, and then all of a sudden, just out of the blue, when you're so down and you're so depressed and you don't feel like nothing's going to happen, there's that magical moment that just kicks in, and it just happens, and he comes in, and then the next day you seem like you killed another one. Next day you kill another one. I remember one year I had a horrible season. It was 2008. Had a terrible season. Couldn't get on no turkeys and hear no turkeys. Couldn't even hear them gobbling hardly the whole month of April, and it got to the last week of the Virginia season, and I honestly thought that was going to be the first and only year I was ever going to up to that point that I had not killed a spring gobbler. And everybody around me that knew me, they were like, "Oh man, you ain't killed one. What's going on? You usually have 2 or 3 by now." And it's like, well, I don't know. And I was so depressed, and I felt like a rookie. I felt like I didn't even know how to turkey hunt. And then the last week of season, after so much depression, all of a sudden, just got the right one to gobble, killed him, and then this is the last week of season, only about 5 to 6 days left of the season, after a month of hard hunting every day, like 24, 25 days of hunting every day, and then killed one on that one day, went back the next day, killed another one, and then 2 days later killed another one, tagged out, all in about 5 days there. So it went from the worst season to really a pretty good season there to last. So don't get discouraged, all right? I'm just going to encourage you. I don't have no big huge tip to give you, except it's late season. It's getting later, so the hens are going to they're going to be going off. That they got to lay on their eggs. They got to. All right, hens are going to nest. It's just in their DNA. They're going to do it, and the gobblers are going to be by themselves. So get out there in the next however long your season lasts, and just keep at it, keep grinding. Call, maybe soften your calling a little bit. Maybe don't walk as much, and just stay in an area where there's turkeys at. If you're hunting in an area and then the turkeys seem like they've moved, maybe you don't see any more fresh sign. Hey, if I'm not hearing turkeys, here's what I do. I stop looking around and I look down on the ground and I start looking for fresh sign. If the sign ain't there, the turkey ain't there. Okay, that's just classic, basic 101 stuff. Look for the sign. So if you're hunting a large piece of property, or you're hunting national forest or public land, walk around till you find the sign. Even if they ain't gobbling, find the sign. The turkeys will be there. A turkey's got to do the same thing every day. They roost, they fly down, they scratch, they look for food, they're scratching, they're pooping, and they're mating, and they're going back to roost. It's the same cycle. You just got to be in their bubble, and you got to be where the turkeys is at. So I just want to encourage everybody that I know it seems like it's been a rough patch. I know I'm in a rough patch myself, but it could all change in just one magical moment. Stay after it and don't give up. And as the old saying, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And I'm looking for a fat gobbler. But right now, it's quitting time. So I got to ease out of here. And maybe my next stop in Ohio is going to be better. Hopefully they're gobbling up there. But I've still got a couple days here to hunt before I roll up there. So anyway, I hope all you have good luck, and it'll happen for you, I promise. Make sure to subscribe to this video, and I appreciate all your support this year. Our channel has really grown leaps and bounds. And also come over to my Facebook page. If you haven't joined that, just go down to the link in the description and click that link and come on over and join me there, and like and follow me there. I appreciate all of you, and it's going to happen for you, I promise. Stay after it, and hopefully we'll get on them in a couple or a few days, whatever the case.